What a beautiful young man. Hello? That's not a man.
Upside Hans.
What's this? What's this? There's something in this box. Dr. Needles 2021. You might not recognize that name like at all because it actually never released. This animatronic had a concept in 2020, a model made for it in 2021, and then a second cheaper looking model in 2022. They really tried 3 times and third time's the charm did not work. But a certain Halloween haunter we all know and love got his grubby little hands on the 2021 model of it. It's only a prototype, so you'll see like duct tape and very like shoddy work on it to try and it's like a proof of concept. That's why it doesn't actually have like its own box. It's just this cardboard thing. It's very representative of like the state that this animatronic is in, but it really is one of a kind, or 3 of a kind if you count the others, but they're all slightly different. To my knowledge, nobody has the other 2, and this is the only one that anybody has access to like in the haunter community. So it's pretty cool and unique, and a bit of a look into the process that the companies go through to make these animatronics. Anyways, I'm gonna stop yapping and start like opening this and showing you all the parts. Since it is a prototype, it's incredibly delicate. It's kind of like thrown together in order to create the general shape and look of this character to show off to places like Spirit to see if they'll pick it up. Only then do they actually like start mass producing it and create an actually like good form and everything. Like for example, what is this? I don't even, it says left on this side. There's just some foam piece with 2 holes in it. I imagine the 2 legs go through there. And since it's not a released model, there are no instructions either. So, you know, I'm gonna have to put my mind to work with this one. Here are its clothes. Appears to be stained by blood, and it's a like doctor's gown. I feel like I would be a good Dr. Needles. Dr. Needles cosplay. Here's what the inside of the box looks like right now. And I'm gonna attempt. Okay, yeah, we've got the pulls, just average looking pulls. You know, it looks like somebody took a hammer to these things in order to bend them the right way. I feel like they just kind of took spare pulls from other props. As you can see a snap lock hole right here where they just like bent the crap out of it. Here's one of his arms. Again, lots of duct tape, and you'll notice that these pulls are not painted black, they're just silver. I mean, not pulls, more like wires, I guess you would call them. Here's his other arm, very stitched together. Very cool welding. 1 pound fish, very, very cool, very, very cheap. Here we have his base and shoes. Strange calling them his because these are actually from the prop Headless Help. The shoes just feel like rubber, it's very strange, it's not like the usual plastic. I'm pretty sure that's how Headless Help goes too, but I've never owned Headless Help, so I wouldn't know. Yeah, I'm gonna stick the legs on because these seem pretty straightforward. There we go, and they just bend forward slightly at the top.
I caused my enemy to be here.
Here is his mechanism. This box is totally stuffed with this bubble wrap to protect it all. The back of its weirdly transparent control box has some Chinese text on there. If anybody knows what that says, let me know in the comments. He's also got some like weird bent up wire to like protect its mechanisms from his own clothes. And yeah, let's just stick this on here. Dude, I have to be so careful with this. The way that it's like super delicate. Look how wobbly it is. All right, there we go. I think we're good. Wait a minute, I messed something up. Even though it has holes for a hip loop, there's no like normal hip loop. It's replaced by this weird cage that was screwed onto the back of this control box. But their solution to a hip loop, I think, is this piece. Just kind of stick it on there for funsies. Don't know what that does, but we're like an ancient tribe. We use every piece that we have. No wasting around here. Okay, now it is time for the clothes. Just kind of lay this over the entire body. This is tough because I've got to like pull it over this shoulder frame, which is literally just held together with like duct tape. All right, there we go. Oh, look at him. How beautiful. Wow. You can't even see his shoes. His feet will be like outward, like a penguin waddling. He looks like a gluckin. Gonna pull this bubble wrap out. Oh wait, we've got these arms to put on.
I love putting on arms.
Oh my goodness, he is so strange. I need to like open up the back to see this. So this is my first time handling a prototype. I've got to reach around the duct tape in here. Very crinkly, very snappy, very scary. All right, there we go. That arm's in. Time for the second one. All right, here we go. This is where the magic happens. Why does he have to be built this way? Okay, there we go. That arm is in. I'm gonna connect some wires while I'm back here. 1 pound fish. stylish, very, very good, very, very cheap. Looks like his motion sensor is right here, kind of pretending to be one of his buttons. I like when it's cleverly mixed in there and not just in the center of the torso. Okay, now it's time for the crowning jewel. His head, which is kept in this bag. Beautiful. Oh my goodness. No, I wear goggles like that too. Just under your nose. Make sure that you could smell good. I know that Halloween Haunter bought these goggles like afterwards because they fit his concept art the best, but I'm gonna set those aside because I feel like they just, since he didn't come with the goggles like that, that's not a part of his 2021 concept, but he does look good with the goggles. I think it's a good choice, but they did not go with that, it seems. Check it out. He's got like, look, you could see like by the reflections how rigid. It's like he's made up of a bunch of polygons. It's so strange. You just pull down the mask, you could see the rest of the face. Look at that. Since this is a prototype and not like made in an assembly line, his face was hand painted, so it's all much more intentional. And I think he looks very good. He must have been like 3D printed in some way, even though his head is squishy. I just don't know how to explain like the low poly nature of his head. This is definitely the most interesting part about him. Oh yeah, he was definitely 3D printed. Look, you could see layer lines, layer by layer. This was just printed out, they painted him, and that's how you end up with a low poly mold, like it was a 3D model. Anyways, let's see. Let's just set this on here. It's not a snap lock or anything, you just kind of set it in. I guess you don't need this kind of things when you're just trying to show what the character looks like to these companies. It's not really important to give a proof of concept. Okay, now let's move on to the hands. One of his arms are replaced by this weird saw thing. It's got a bunch of LEDs, like a ring of LEDs that go around in a circle to make it look like it's actually spinning in the dark. The effect doesn't work at all in the light though. Oh shoot, I've got to stick this wire through his arm. Dude, fun times. Okay, sticking in my arm in the other end. Okay, I've got a hold of it. Yes, nice. Okay, just stick this on here. Again, it's just pushed on, no snap lock or anything. I'm sticking the wire through this arm as well because his hand has some lights in it. Here's his hand. This is why he's called Dr. Needles, because so far no needles have been featured, and that's because his fingers have been replaced with syringes. These are all bent up. It seems like, yeah, they're posable. Strangely enough, I don't know why that is. Maybe to prevent people from like actually getting poked by them, so like your hand presses into it and then they just bend instead. That's probably the reason. And you can see layer lines on this. Again, it's much more subtle on this one, but you can tell that much of this animatronic was 3D printed. I really like the mold that they went with. It just looks very nice, this black leather looking glove. I don't like that these are posable. I wish that they had somehow made them safe while keeping their shape. A lot of the things that I would criticize about this, I kind of want to hold my tongue because this is like far from the final version of this. So I don't know what is temporary, what they would have changed when it actually released. But so far it seems like it's never gonna release, unfortunately, because I really like this character. I like his look. I like the saw and his needles. He's a very creepy guy. Every time I'm messing with the clothes, I'm being like probably overly careful, just cause like what if a weld breaks or something? I don't know how to weld. I can't fix that. But oh, look at him. He's leaning so far to the left. Maybe somebody needs to take another hammer to his poles again. But anyways, the last piece that we have is his adapter cord. Let me just move this out of the way, kind of present the box right here. Before I play his audio, he doesn't actually have any of his own original audio. I've been told that they kind of think about that last. So his placeholder audio is actually like from this old Tombstone prop, and it doesn't match at all, but that wasn't the intention. He just needed audio to work. So here, now that I've got this in, I'm gonna Velcro his back up and plug him in. All right.
Dr. Needles is ready.
Looks like he resets off to the right. He is so cool. Which makes me very interested in what he would sound like if he was released and got his own audio. I like the choice of movement. It's only 2 movements, really. The left and right turn and his arm moving up and down, and the illusion of a movement with his saw. It's only effective in the dark, unfortunately, but it is a cool little light show. I like that he's got a lot of glowing stuff going on, but he's kind of a hard thing to reveal because this is just a prototype. All it really can be is something cool to show off and a little glimpse into the process of making these. Yeah, I'm gonna bring this to be a little bit more of a close-up so that you can see it. All right, here we are. Look, he's like throwing up gang signs. Don't mind me. Yeah, maybe we should cover up your beaver teeth. Well, be careful with those. And there we go. Oh, beautiful. You could see through it a little bit. Oh wait, his nose is supposed to be covered with this type of thing, right? Here, I got you. There we go. Oh, beautiful. And you know, for the people who are big fans of the goggles, thinks he needs it, even though it's not necessarily a part of this one, here are the goggles. Look, it is classic Dr. Needles. Oh frick, I've got them on upside down. Excuse me, Dr. Needles. Oh, beautiful. You're just perfect. Oh, a ray of sunlight, ray of sunshine. Look at him go. Okay, I'm gonna turn off the lights and turn on his audio. Do 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 do. Taking that. Thank you. His sleeve is falling down. Here, don't turn on, don't turn on. I'm just fixing you up, buddy. Oh crap.
Trade places with me. You can save me. Save me.
Look at him go. What a beautiful young man. Hello? That's not a man. I just want to thank Halloween Haunter for letting me borrow this animatronic, because this is kind of a crazy thing to unbox. I hope I've earned a subscription, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.